Hello, manifestors, and Happy New Year. So to start this new year, we are going to talk about something very, very important because that something is standing between you and your desires. So we are going to talk about limiting beliefs. What is a limiting belief? How your limiting beliefs were created and still continue to be created for you, and how to get rid of them. We are going to consider those three things, so be sure to watch my video all the way to the end. And be sure to subscribe if you are interested in my content, right? Because for some reason, I have more people over there on my podcast than I do here. I'm not exactly sure why. But anyhow, subscribe if you are new here. Share the video if you can. And like and comment so this helps the channel to grow. So more people can understand what this law is all about and eliminate everything else. So they can become master manifestors. So what is a limiting belief? A limiting belief is anything that says that you can't be or do anything that you want to be or do. It's the belief that there are limitations in anything. It's the belief that there are some rules that must apply because they've always applied. Therefore, it must be true. So, a limiting belief is anything that is preventing you from thinking outside of the box, basically. And not only thinking outside of the box, but believing that if you are thinking and believing and assuming in such a way, it can be true to you. So that's what a limiting belief is. Now, how did we create our limiting beliefs? How did you create your limiting beliefs? Well, as soon as you were born, right? We are full of limiting beliefs because of the way we were raised, the society in which we were raised, in which we were brought up. That alone created tons and tons of limiting beliefs, for sure. Many of the limiting beliefs that we have will die with them, for sure. But at least we can get rid of a lot of them. The problem is that even in the so-called conscious manifesting community, there are a lot of coaches, of people who have YouTube channels and you name it, who are on social media, who also have tons of limiting beliefs. The problem is that some people, like yourself, are watching those videos or reading their articles, whatever they're doing up there, and you therefore embody their limiting beliefs instead of freeing yourself of such limiting beliefs. So here are some examples of limiting beliefs that you can hear all over the internet, even in the so-called manifesting community. You have to heal first to manifest your desire. You have to remove your blocks to manifest your desire. You have to be happy to manifest your desire. You have to be in high vibrations to manifest your desire. You can't manifest a specific person. You shouldn't manifest a specific person. It's wrong to manifest a specific person. People have free will. You can't manifest what you are obsessed with. You have to reprogram your subconscious mind to manifest your desires. You have to take action to manifest your desires. You have to be worthy to manifest your desires. You have to sit with the feeling to get rid of negative feelings. You can't control how someone feels about you. You have to deserve it to manifest your desire. And that list goes on and on and on. Because I've heard sometimes from some clients the horrendous things that they've heard from coaches. Some of which at times made me very upset that some coaches would actually say such a things to their clients when they are calling themselves manifesting coaches. So by all means, not all so-called coaches will teach you to eliminate your limiting beliefs, because they will actually create other limiting beliefs that you didn't even have. So basically, the rule of thumb is every time a coach tells you that you cannot do something, always think about it. Okay, what is the proof? What proof does that coach have that I can't do this? And more often than not, you'll see that there is no proof. And if there is no proof, it means that it's a limiting belief that they have somehow and that they are imposing on you. A very common example is the example of a specific person. You have some Neville Goddard followers, right, who are saying you can't manifest a specific person, that Neville never taught that you could manifest a specific person, which isn't true to start with, because Neville's second wife was a specific person, wasn't she? We all are, right? She was a specific person, and when Neville met her, the first time he met her, he said himself that he thought to himself, "You don't know it yet, but you are going to be my wife." If this is not manifesting a specific person, what is? What is manifesting a specific person? Then, in his book, The Law and the Promise, he has several success stories. One of those stories is about a woman who has manifested her specific person, and the whole story is detailed there and written by Neville himself in his book. If Neville didn't agree with manifesting a specific person, I don't think he would have shared such a story in one of his books. So, see, when you hear people say things, don't trust them just because they're saying this or that. Check it for yourself. And that works for me, right? When I say something, don't put me on a pedestal. Check it out, right? Don't blindfold yourself believing whoever says whatever, right? Without checking it out. And the same goes with free will and everyone is yourself pushed out. Neville taught both of those things, but some people are saying that he didn't. So whenever you hear coaches, even if they call themselves Neville Goddard's experts, check out what they're saying. Some of them have said, sometimes even in interviews that I've watched and listened to, interviews on other big channels, they have said that Neville never taught something that I know for a fact he did. So this is why, guys, we always tell you in my Facebook group, we always encourage people to read Neville for yourself and to listen to his lectures or read his lectures as well, not just the books. Everything. So you will know for sure if Neville did or did not teach something. Now, is it so that Neville never taught about everyone is you pushed out? Let's find out. Accept awareness as your way of life and you will find a freedom you have never known before. You will become aware of the fact that everyone and everything is yourself pushed out. You will awaken as God, the Father of all life, to realize that although things appear to die, they do not, for nothing dies in Christ. Neville Goddard, from his lecture, No Other Foundation. Want another one? If I could only get you to realize that you dwell in everyone, that you are always looking at yourself pushed out, unable to behold another. Every being in the world is yourself made visible. So if you don't see the Christ in another and you are only feeding the Christ, then you do not know who I am. Neville Goddard again in his lecture, Come, O Blessed. You want another one? Everything and everyone in your world is yourself pushed out. Any request from another heard by you should not be ignored, for it is coming from yourself. Neville Goddard from his lecture, The Secret of Prayer. And yet again, I've heard some so-called experts of Neville Goddard saying in interviews that Neville never taught everyone is you pushed out. So always check the source, guys, and don't let other people limiting beliefs and erroneous beliefs affect you. We are so everyone pushed out that, as a matter of fact, as I was making this video, I'm hopping on Facebook in my group, and one of my dear administrators there, Belikta, had posted a post full of those everyone is you pushed out quotes from Neville, which I was just thinking I have to find them. I know there's at least a couple of very clear quotes where Neville mentioned the words, word for word, everyone is you pushed out. But I did not remember where I read them, and there you go. Because this lady is me pushed out. She posted this just at the right time. I saw the post just at the right time. Plus, I have an assumption, which is I am always at the right place at the right time. And that assumption works for me 24/7. So the point is, we are everybody, every single person on the planet is everybody pushed out. And as Belikta says here in her post, which I'm quoting here, she says, everyone is you pushed out is a phrase Neville Goddard used to teach that the world experience is an extension of yourself or your state of consciousness, I amness. It puts the person at the center of their reality, where they can take action to change their reality instead of being victimized by their circumstances. Isn't it beautiful? Thank you so much, Belikta, for this beautiful quote. I know she's going to be excited when she hears that. But really, it is so well said. Now, why all the statements, all the limiting beliefs that I've mentioned earlier are limiting beliefs? Because if you are the God of your reality, and that's why I mentioned Neville, because Neville is, if not the only one, but one of the very, very few who taught that we are God from within. We are God. We are a representation of God. We are God having a physical experience. So, as such, as God, as the operant power, it is impossible to say that we can't do something. because the Bible itself says, with God, everything is possible. So all those little limiting beliefs that I listed in this video, and there are many, many more out there, all those limiting beliefs are created by the ego of whoever is teaching those limiting beliefs, right? But as God of our reality, there is no such thing. Again, when it comes to manifesting a specific person, because this comes out a lot in the limiting beliefs, every person on the planet is a specific person, right? So when you are manifesting a job, who is going to give you the job? Is the job going to be given to you by the sky, by the trees, the forest? What? It has to be a person, right? So when you are manifesting a specific job or even a non-specific job, but it's the perfect job for you, the perfect job you have imagined, that person that is inspired to give you the job, inspired to give you the phone call, inspired to whatever that's going to lead you to the job, you have manifested that person, right? So even the fact that some coaches believe that when we mention a specific person, it only means a romantic partner, that's not the case at all. Even if you manifest love, but not with a specific person in mind, at the end of the day, isn't it a specific person that has to appear at some point? Otherwise, you will never manifest that relationship, right? So it is always a specific person. So the law doesn't care if it's a specific person or a non-specific person. You know what I mean? Do you get that? So at the end of the day, whether you manifest a cup of coffee, flowers, a job, a house, a car, a romantic partner that you know or a romantic partner that you don't know, all of it is going to be presented to you by a specific person. And they are so specific that among all the people that exist on this planet, it's going to be one person that's going to do this for you. One person only out of the billions of people out there. Okay? So whenever you hear people that are trying very hard to indoctrinate you with their limiting beliefs and their narrow-mindedness, think about it, right? This is the moment to use your rational mind. That's where the rational mind is useful, as a matter of fact. That's the only place it is useful. Use your rational mind to think about it. Okay, how much sense does that make if I'm really thinking about what a specific person is and what happens when I manifest whatever on this planet? It's always going to come through a specific person. And the other reason we know that this is a limiting belief and it's BS is that there is no separation. So it doesn't matter who it is that you are manifesting or what it is. Nothing is separated from you. You are actually the only person that create the limiting belief that things and people are separated from you. But nothing is. Nothing is separated from you. So, third section of this video, how to get rid of your limiting beliefs. Well, number one, scratch out all the coaches that are from the law of attraction to start with. And any coach that is calling themselves a manifesting coach but is full of limiting beliefs, scratch them out, because they are not helping you. They are adding up to the list of your own limiting beliefs. Secondly, read Neville. Neville was a normal human being, right? He was a normal human being. But he had very few limiting beliefs. So he experienced some amazing things that are out of this world. Maybe that's why he was inspired to write a book titled Out of This World. Read Neville. That's going to help you see what a human being can do. Because Neville had some amazing, amazing experiences. All right? Out of body experiences and more. Read it. Read what he went through. Read what happened to him. That's going to help you eliminate your own limiting beliefs. Follow people who don't have any limiting beliefs. They are few, but they are there. They are out there. There are some coaches, teachers, Neville Goddard based, who don't have any obvious limiting beliefs that is going to harm you in any way. Follow those people. And finally, make a list of your limiting beliefs and ask yourself the question, do I have proof that this is true? And even if the answer is yes, ask yourself, why is it true? Isn't it true because I just assume that it is true? What about playing around and start assuming the opposite from now on and see what happens? Play around with your own beliefs and assumptions. Transform them completely. Be bold. Write down some brand new, outrageous assumptions and see what happens. So guys, this is what I have for you today. Hopefully this video was helpful because we considered what is a limiting belief, how your limiting beliefs were created and how they continue to be created if you are not careful, and how to get rid of them. If you liked the video, please be sure to give me a thumbs up, comment and share, and I'll see you next time in my next video. Bye bye for now.